became a hot topic this week for his scathing takedown of Donald Trump. And he joins us at the Hot Topics table right now, so please welcome the lovely and talented Keith Olbermann. Before we get into the specifics of the takedown, because it was personal with you.
Yes.
Okay. Just, I haven't seen you on TV lately spouting your political views and your Democratic positions, right? Consider yourself a diehard Democrat.
Well, if you push me on it, I think you could say that.
Yeah. But you were quite out there for several jobs ago.
A lot of people have said I've been out there for several jobs.
So what's your take on the way things are going on the Republican side right now?
I am having the craziest dream right now that Donald Trump is the leading candidate for the Republican nomination. And you're all in my dream. And when I wake up from this, I'm going to write all this down. It's going to make a hell of a novel.
Yeah, really?
It's nothing serious. It's just perhaps the most dangerous presidential candidate since the guy in the middle of the Civil War who wanted to give up in 1864.
More dangerous than Nixon or Lyndon Johnson, who escalated the Vietnam War?
Well, yes, because somebody said to me the other day, and they were quite serious, and you can understand when you hear these two things together, they're terrifying. What would happen if ISIS got nukes?
They're thinking about it.
All right, so I said, what would happen if Donald Trump got nukes?
Yeah. Who would use it first?
But which is the more realistic concern for us at the moment? I mean, the second one is a distinct, visible possibility, and the first one is theoretical, but very unlikely because they're difficult to move. But he gets them the first day in office. Yeah. So that's my problem with the.
You really think I think that he has a life, a joie de vivre about he wants to continue having sex with Melania or whoever. He wants to keep making money,
making his
life even more glamorous. I don't think he's self-destructive. Do you?
Have you heard anything he said recently?
He's destructive, but not self-destructive.
What happens to him if he doesn't get elected? Nobody's going to do business with him. You couldn't bring this man into a business meeting.
Raven just told me that. There's so much notoriety going on with him right now and so much fame. That is a monster. I will say it's a bug and it's an addiction. Is he going to run for another kind of office? What is he going to do? Are people going to continue to buy into his businesses? I want to know what's going to happen to Donald Trump after the election and how much we're going to be talking about him then. That's what I want to know.
He's going to run for president of one of the unoccupied Arctic islands. I like the way you think.
You have lived in a Trump building for...
I feel great.
You have lived in a Trump building for 9 years.
It's a great view. My girlfriend at the time said, we stop looking, we buy this view, we see 8 bridges from here, it's beautiful.
You wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post entitled, "I Can't Stand to Live in a Trump Building Anymore."
Yes.
Tell us why.
First off, if anybody's looking for an apartment in New York City, I can help you out with a good lead. But secondly, I ran out of, I couldn't go under the sign anymore that said Trump Palace without spitting. Because and I ran out of spit. And I just couldn't do it anymore because the premise of the campaign, I don't think he has a reasonable chance of getting elected. And at this point, from what I'm hearing, I don't think he's even going to get the nomination because I think the Republican Party is going to say, everybody in the Republican Party who runs it goes, if he wins, we all lose our jobs. If he loses, we all lose our jobs. He's probably not going to win. Let's make sure he doesn't lose. We're going to lose the party to him one way or the other. Everybody in the Republican Party in the establishment has a self-interest in keeping him away because he could bring down congressional results.
Yeah, but he says there's going to be riots at the convention if something like that happens. Yeah. He's threatening that.
It's all of the people, isn't it?
But to be fair, who are the people who are supporting him, generally speaking?
I've been trying to figure that out.
Well, but what I'm saying is, they're mostly people who can't really be trusted to find their own homes again once they leave.
I don't know if that's true.
Yes.
I have a cousin who's very smart, and he says he's going to reform.
Kate, let me ask you about the Republican Party. I'm a right winger over here, so I'm always interested.
So we're on the same side.
Always.
He's a unifier. He is a unifier.
Exactly. But when we talk about a contested convention, my question is, what do Republicans do at that point? Do you think someone new pops up, like a Paul Ryan? Do Do you think they pull from the Ted? Does Ted Cruz rise up as the hero? What happens?
Well, yeah, I mean, first off, it would be really good television because we used to have contested conventions every year, every 4 years, every one of them, and they were great fun to watch. And there was a consensus built in the convention, and the back rooms filled with smoke and people deciding who was going to vote for whom. But the one thing I would compliment the Republican Party on in the last 25 years is what they've been really good at is altering votes. In other words, redistricting so Democrats don't get reelected in Texas.
Oh, yeah, the gerrymandering is really outrageous.
And I mean, in a broad sense, I don't think this is what decided the election, but there was Bush v. Gore, and they sort of worked out for the Republicans. This is what they do. They're really good at preventing things from happening that should otherwise happen. And this is this is their own house. This isn't some governmental agency. They can do what they want. They can change the rules, and the first thing, as Joyce pointed out many times, the first thing you do at a convention is say we're going to have a whole bunch of votes on adopting rules, and they can, whatever rule they need to make sure he doesn't get the nomination.
Do you see a hero though rising up? Is it from the existing pool? Does someone new pop out to save the party? I mean,
but if there had been one, Trump wouldn't be the front runner.
and they would already be leading.
This is the problem, and I'm speaking. Would leave out all party affiliation.
Yeah.
You'd say, well, if one of these guys had stepped up, if Rubio had been who they thought he was going to be, if Ben Carson, who was here yesterday, had been what they thought he was going to be, this wouldn't have happened. So no, they have to go back and grow a new one.
So Hillary v. Trump is a landslide for Hillary, in your opinion? Real quickly, I gotta go.
All right. So right now, if you give Trump all the Republican support he would get from Kasich dropping out, he'd be at like 50. He'd be at like 48% of Republicans.
That's not enough.
That's 19 or 20% of the general public.
No,
it could be the worst landslide ever, but the problem, Joy, is the hate that comes out between now and the election is the nominee. Does as much damage to the country as him being president.
Well, maybe Hillary needs to take the high road so that she doesn't exacerbate it. Anyway,
she'd be wearing less makeup than him during it.
It's so lovely to have you here. I hope you get another show where you can spew your stuff.
I'm coming out of retirement, so anybody who wants.
Very good.